The Last and Final Bell, Chapter 6, Audio. Saturday, March 5th, 2005. I woke up quite late. I looked at the clock and saw it was almost 2 p.m. I rolled out of bed and went downstairs. I groggily approached the kitchen and grabbed 2 bagels out of the fridge. As I waited for the bagels to cook in the toaster, my mind kept drifting to the shooting. I was going to stop it? Okay, but what the hell is the plan? I mean, I can't just walk up to Alan and be like, "Hey, let's not shoot up a school, okay? That's really not cool." That's not a conversation anyone's prepared for, and could I talk to him? Would he listen? I mean, I helped him from getting beat up back on Thursday, and I was probably the only one in school who started a friendly conversation with him. It's probably not enough, though, and besides, I should have no way of knowing. But how do I know? Why am I still alive? Is there a reason I was given a second shot at life? Does this mean something bigger? I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm not about to ruin this chance to save Redstone High from shooting that I have been given for some reason. I was sitting on the couch watching TV when my phone rang. I pulled it out of my pocket and flipped it open and put it to my ear. "Hello?" I answered.
"Hey, dude.
It was Noah.
You want to come over? I'm bored as hell, brother,"
he asked. I smiled as I heard his voice. "Sure, man, you want me to come over right now?" I asked.
"Don't got a reason to wait,"
he responded casually. "Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll head over right now, bro," I responded as I hung up. Thank God I needed something to distract me. It was almost 5 p.m. by the time I walked to Noah's front porch, the sun setting, casting a warm glow down the grass and sidewalk. His house wasn't very small or very big. It was brown with a maroon roof with 2 floors. I walked over to the door and knocked. A few seconds later, Noah's dad answered. He looked close to a clone of Noah, apart from the lighter hair and skin with a small mustache. He gave me a friendly and warm smile.
"Nice to see you, kiddo. Noah told me you were coming over. Come on in."
He greeted in a friendly tone like I was his second son, and it was quick to put me at ease as I walked inside. As soon as my foot stepped on that carpet, my senses were filled with the familiar wooden scent of the house and the smell of what I assumed was pot roast cooking.
"Yo, how's it going, Barbie?"
He smiled as he pat me on the back. "Going good, man," I responded, for the first time in a while. I felt relaxed and at home. The thoughts of Alan and March 30th were instantly wiped from my mind. I felt more at home at Noah's place than at my own house. Talk about ironic. I sat down next to Noah on the couch and he turned the TV on as Noah flicked through the channels, but the only one that wasn't on a commercial break was some boring frog documentary.
"Dude, that's some bullcrap."
Noah rolled his eyes in annoyance. As he continued to flick through the channels, I couldn't help but think about what he said yesterday. My main interest was psychology, so it really hurt that he thought so low about therapy. I couldn't help but take it personally. I loved Noah, but he acted super ignorant at lunch yesterday. No, therapy wasn't a scam. It was a complex and very effective way to heal from trauma and process your behavior and feelings, a job that takes years of education to do.
"I'm gonna get some snacks."
He suddenly said that interrupted my thoughts, the thoughts of what he said still lingering in my mind while he snacked on the chips. "Hey dude, can I ask you something?" I asked with slight nervousness.
"Yeah, sure, what is it?"
He responded casually as he flicked open the soda can and took a sip. "You really that against therapy, bro?" I asked, trying to sound casual about it. He ate some more chips before responding, his words muffled slightly from the chips in his mouth.
"Listen, I don't hate therapy or nothing. I just think it's a waste of money. But if you want to pay for that stuff, knock yourself out. Not my business."
He responded casually, but it honestly didn't make me feel any better, but I still didn't have the heart to say anything about it.
"But anyway, you need to make your move soon, dude. I heard Travis was flirting with Sarah. It's now or never, man,"
Noah informed me. I felt a slight pit in my stomach at Noah's words. I knew I had no chance with Sarah, but the thought of her having a boyfriend almost made me nauseous. I took a sip of soda to hide my frown. "There's no point, dude. She'd just say no." Noah raised an eyebrow at my response before sitting up and placing his soda can on the coffee table.
"Bruh, I'm telling you, man, just walk up to her and be like, 'Yo, I think you very pretty. Maybe you don't like me or just see me as a friend or whatever, but let's go out tonight, mess around and see what happens.'" And if you're not feeling it, we ain't gotta go on a second date. That's how I got all my exes.
Noah tried to coach me. Man's been dating since like 6th grade, so it's no shock he's playing dating coach. You got all the girls from your good looks, not from your pickup lines, buddy. I chuckled.
So, whatever. You just gotta talk to her, man. She's a nice girl. Worst case scenario, if she ain't into you, she ain't gonna be mean about it.
He tried to push me. Maybe? I mumbled.
Okay, this crap documentary is actually taking years off my life. Hold on.
Noah groaned as he started flicking through the channels, though it didn't do much as the channels were still boring. But we eventually settled on some random news station, though we weren't really paying attention to that much either, as the news continued to play. Maybe I can ask her. I mumbled more to myself than him, not really sure if I meant what I said at all.
In more tragic news, the perpetrator for the Texas West High shooting has been identified as 14-year-old Jefferson Darnell. Reports say 4 teachers and 11 students were fatally shot, and 8 more were injured. According to the police, they showed up at the scene, but the 14-year-old had already turned the gun on himself.
Those words immediately made me sick. I accidentally inhaled the soda I was drinking, causing me to cough it up and it to come out of my nose. Noah was thrown off before bursting out laughing.
Yo, you good? Don't expect mouth to mouth, bro.
He laughed, which didn't ease my mind at all in the slightest. Just when I had thought I had forgotten about March 30th for the quickest moment, it came to remind me in the form of this soul-rumbling news report. In 25 days, this could be me. I could be on that death list on the news. What would my dad think? Seeing the news report of the Redstone shooting, learning that I was dead? That thought rotted me to my core so bad I couldn't think about it. Noah wasn't fazed at all. He just flicked through the channels like it was nothing. I sat there, my fist gripping the edge of my sleeve. It felt like every time the shooting left my head for the briefest moment, the world would remind me that time is running out, and that me and my friends will soon meet the same fate as West Texas. Do you think something like that would ever happen at our school? I suddenly found myself asking Noah.
Huh?
He replied, confused. I mean like a, shooting, I mumbled, feeling nervous to ask that question.
Is shooting at Redstone? Nah, that would never happen here, dude. The place is in a pretty good neighborhood, and everyone here is pretty chill.
Not everyone, I thought. Was everyone really that stupid? Was I really that stupid? I guess you really never think it'll happen to you until it does.
Want to stay for dinner? My mom makes the greatest pot roast ever,
Noah suggested. I have to go. I suddenly blurted out as I quickly got off the couch, put my shoes back on, and walked out the door, ignoring Noah trying to call out to me. I made it home and shut the door behind me. I went upstairs. Without my dad even noticing his home, the warm atmosphere from Noah's house was gone, and all was but so much was on my mind that I just wanted to get away from everything. Noah's life seemed perfect sometimes. A big, loving family, popularity, not to mention he wasn't built like a toothpick. I went to my room and collapsed into bed and decided to take a nap. I wasn't all that tired, but I just didn't want to be awake. I had these weird nightmares that I was some ghost watching my dad sob as he saw the news report of the Redstone shooting that I was dead. I remember I kept trying to reach out and hug him, but I was so far away and I walked so slow like 100-pound weights were tied to my ankles. By the time I woke up, it was nearly 8 p.m. and pitch black outside. My body drenched in sleet, I quickly went over to the window to let the cool air hit my face to bring me back to reality. I was hungry, so I went downstairs and grabbed some leftover pizza from Thursday and popped it in the microwave. I wasn't thinking about the shooting, or Alan, or Noah, or even that news report. I was just numb, inside and out. I wasn't feeling anything. I sat down on the couch and ate the pizza while I watched TV, staying far clear of any news channel. I started to give up. Who am I kidding? I can't stop no shooting. You can't argue with no gun or bullet. And I had no future, not many friends, and barely any care for anything. Truly, what am I living for? Out of all the people that could have been given another chance at life, I frankly deserved it the least. I almost threw in the towel, but a different thought hit me. This clearly isn't about you, so don't make it that way. Do it for Sarah, Noah, and everyone at Redstone. You might not care about dying, but they certainly do. I figured that even if I wasn't worth saving, I shouldn't be selfish and make it all about myself, because others were worth saving. It was almost 2 a.m., but I was still awake, laying awake in bed. I've been thinking about this shooting for not even a week yet, but it felt like an eternity. My life was like a paper and my problems were neat writing in ink. But this shooting created an ink spill that covered all of the paper and all its writings. I just wanted things to be normal again. I can't believe I thought my life was so bad before then. I guess you never really realized what you have till it's taken away from you. My thoughts drifted back to Alan. I found him both scary and fascinating, which made me feel weird. I turned back to the book. It was already half finished by now. I'm not sure why, but I suddenly picked it up and read where I left off. Yeah, read a book instead of trying to think of ways to save the lives of innocent people. But then one part in particular caught my eye. Fear is not to be denied or ignored, but confronted, welcomed, and greeted with a smile. I must have read those words at least 10 times after I was met with them. It felt like this book knew everything and was speaking to me directly. The news report spoke to me in the harsh reality of the world's cruelty, but this book gave me the chance at hope. I immediately thought about Alan again. Maybe he wasn't a monster or some thing to research. Maybe he was just lost. Maybe he needed a friend. Maybe me being that friend will be what makes him put his gun away.